No, there was no accident down there. It didn't blow up or catch fire or anything. It wasn't so dramatic. I mean, well, never mind. I can't do this. I can't talk to you about this. What's a smart girl like you going around talking to old ladies about their down theirs for? We didn't do this kind of thing when I was a girl. What? Jesus, okay. There was this boy, Andy Left-Chee. He was cute. Well, I thought so. And tall, like me. And I really liked him. He asked me out for a date in his car. Oh, never mind. I can't tell you about this. I can't talk to you about down there. You just know it's there, like the cellar. There's rumbles down there sometimes. You can hear the pipes and little things get caught in there, little animals and things, and it gets wet. And sometimes people have to plug up the leaks. Otherwise, the door stays closed. You know it's there, but you don't see it or think about it. It's just down there. It has to be there, though. Every house needs a cellar. Otherwise, the bedroom would be in the basement. Oh, Andy Left-Chee, right. Andy was very good looking. He was a catch. That's what we called it in my day. We were in his car, a new white Chevy Bel Air. I remember thinking that my legs were too long for his car seat and they were smushed up against the dashboard. I was looking at my big kneecaps when he just kissed me in this surprisingly take me by control like they do in the movies kind of way. And I got excited, and so excited, and well, there was a flood down there. It was this force of passion, this river of life that just came flooding out of me. I couldn't control it. It wasn't pee. And it was smelly. Well, frankly, I didn't smell anything at all, but Andy said that it smelled like sour milk and that I was staining his car seat. I was a stinky, weird girl, he said. I tried to explain to him that his kiss had caught me off guard and that I was normally like this. I tried to wipe the flood up with my dress. It was a new yellow primrose dress, and it looked so ugly with the flood on it. Andy drove me home without saying another word. And when I closed his car door, I closed the whole store, locked it, never opened for business again. I dated some after that, but the idea of flooding just made me too nervous. I never even got clothes again. I used to have these dreams, crazy dreams. Oh, they're dopey. Why? Burt Reynolds, I don't know why. He never really did much for me in real life, but in my dreams, it was always Bert and I, Bert and I, Bert and I. It was always the same general dream. We'd be at a restaurant, we'd be out. It was some restaurant like the kind you'd see in Atlantic City, all big with the chandeliers and thousands of waiters and the vests and everything. Bert would give me an orchid corsage and I'd pin it on my blazer. We'd laugh. We were always laughing, Bert and I, laughing and laughing. We'd eat shrimp cocktail, huge shrimp, fabulous shrimp. We'd laugh more. We were really happy together. Then he'd look me in my eyes and pull me to him in the middle of the restaurant. And just as he was about to kiss me, the whole restaurant would start to shake and pigeons would fly out from under the table. I don't know what those pigeons were doing down there. And the flood would come pouring out of me. It would pour, and there'd be fish inside it, and the boats, and the whole restaurant would just fill with my flood. there, waist deep in it, looking horribly disappointed at me that I'd done it again. Horribly disappointed as he watched his friends, Dean Martin and the like, swim past us in their tuxedos and evening gowns. I don't have those dreams anymore. Not since they took away just about everything connected with down there. Moved the uterus, the tubes, the whole works. Everything around had to go. The doctor thought he was being funny. He said if you don't use it, you lose it. But really, I found out it was cancer. Everything around it had to go. Who needs it anyway? Highly overrated. I've done other things. I love the dog shows. I sell antiques. You asked me what it would wear. What would it wear? What kind of question is that? What would it wear? It would wear a big sign, closed due to flooding. What would it say? I told you, it's not like that. It's not like a person who speaks. Stop being a thing that talked a long time ago. It's a place you don't go. It's under the house. It's down there. You happy now? You made me talk. You got it out of me. You made an old lady talk about her down there. You feel better now? You know, actually, you're the first person I ever told about this. And I feel a little better.
My vagina is a shell, a round, pink, tender shell, opening and closing, closing and opening. My vagina is a flower, an eccentric tulip, the center acute and deep, the scent delicate, the petals gentle but sturdy. I did not always know this. I learned this at the Vagina workshop. I learned this from the woman who runs the Vagina workshop, a woman who believes in vaginas, who really sees vaginas, who helps other women see their own vaginas by seeing other women's vaginas. In the first session, the woman who runs the workshop asked us all to draw a picture of our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vagina. That's what she called it. She wanted to know what our own unique, beautiful, fabulous vaginas look like to us. One woman who was pregnant drew a big serving plate with coins spilling out of it. I drew a black dot with little squiggly lines around it. The black dot was supposed to be a black hole in space, and the squiggly lines were supposed to be people or objects or just your basic atoms that got lost in there. You see, I always thought of my vagina as an anatomical vacuum, always sucking up particles and objects from its surrounding environment. I had never really thought of my vagina in practical or biological terms. I did not, for example, think of it as something attached to me. On the second day of the workshop, the woman asked us all to look at our vaginas with hand mirrors. Then, after careful examination, we were to verbally report back to the group what we saw. I must tell you that up until this point, everything I knew about my vagina was based on hearsay or invention. I had never really seen the thing. It had never occurred to me to look at it. My vagina existed for me on some abstract plane, and it seemed so reductive and awkward looking at it like we were on a shiny blue mat with our hand mirrors. It reminded me of how early astronomers must have felt, gazing at the stars with their primitive telescopes. It was quite unsettling at first, my vagina, like the first time you cut open a fish and you discover this other bloody complex world right under the skin. It was so raw, so red, so fresh. And the thing that surprised me the most were all the layers side layers, dividing into more layers. My vagina amazed me. So much so that when it came my turn to speak in the workshop, I was speechless. I had awakened to what the woman who ran the workshop called vaginal wonder. I just wanted to lay there on my mat with my legs spread, examining my vagina forever. Then the woman who ran the workshop asked us all how many of us had had orgasms before. 2 women tentatively raised their hand. I did not raise my hand, although I had orgasms. I did not raise my hand because they were accidental orgasms. They happened to me. They happened in my dreams. And I would wake up in splendor. They happen a lot in the water, mostly in the bath, once in cyclone. They happen on horses, on bicycles, sometimes on the treadmill at the gym. I did not raise my hand, although I had orgasms, because I did not know how to make them happen. I thought they were this mystical, magical thing, and I didn't want to interfere. It felt wrong getting involved, so contrived, manipulative. It felt Hollywood. The surprise would be gone, and the mystery? The problem was that the mystery had been gone for a long time. I hadn't had a magical accidental orgasm in 2 years, and I was frantic. That's why I was at the Vagina workshop. And then the moment had arrived that I both dreaded and longed for. The woman who ran the workshop asked us all to take out our hand mirrors again to see if we could locate our clitoris. We were there, the group of us women, looking for our clitoris, our spots, our locus, our reason, and I don't know why, but I started to cry. Maybe it was out of sheer embarrassment. Maybe it was because I had to give up this fantasy, this enormous life-consuming fantasy, that someone was going to do this for me. Someone was going to lead my life. Someone was going to give me orgasms. I was there, running my fingers, looking for my spot, and all I could think about was the time when I was 10 and I went swimming. And I lost my gold ring with emeralds in the lake. How I kept diving over and over to the bottom of the lake, running my hands over fish and bottle caps and slimy stuff and pebbles, but never my ring. I felt the panic. I knew I would be punished. The woman who ran the workshop, she saw my insane scrambling, my heavy breathing, and my sweating. She came over. I told her, it's gone, I've lost my clitoris, I should have worn it swimming. The woman laughed. She calmly stroked my forehead, and she said, your clitoris is not something you can lose. It's a part of you, she said. It's the essence of me. It is both the doorway to my house and the house itself. You don't have to find your clitoris. You have to be it. Be it. Be my clitoris. Be my clitoris. I lay back and I closed my eyes. I put the mirror down. I watched myself, watching myself from above myself. I watched myself re-enter myself, like an astronaut re-entering the surface of the earth. It was very quiet, this re-entry, quiet and gentle. I landed and I bounced. I bounced and I landed. I came into my own muscles and blood and cells. And then I slid into my vagina. It was suddenly so easy and I fit. I was all warm and ready and young and pulsing and alive. And then, without looking, with my eyes still closed, I put my finger on what had suddenly become me. There was a little quivering at first, which urged me to stay. Then the quivering became a quake, an eruption, the layers dividing and subdividing. The quaking broke out into an ancient horizon of light, and silence, which broke out into a plain of music and colors and longing, and I felt connection, calling connections, as I lay there, thrashing about on my little blue mat. My vagina is a shell, a tulip, and a destiny. I'm arriving as I'm beginning to leave. My vagina, me.
The clitoris is pure in purpose. It is the only organ in the body designed purely for pleasure. The clitoris is simply a bundle of nerves, 8,000 nerve fibers to be precise. That's a higher number of nerve concentrations than is found anywhere else in the male or the female body, including fingertips, lips, tongue, and is twice the number in the penis. Who needs a handgun when you've got a semi-automatic?
In year 2000, Eve Ensler traveled to Afghanistan. There, she witnessed firsthand what misogyny would look like if it were to totally fulfill itself. Under the Taliban, women were essentially living the lives of walking corpses. This monologue is for the brave, tender, fierce women of Afghanistan, who not only survived, but kept their country alive. The piece is not about the burqa per se. Wearing one is obviously a matter of culture and choice.